Minisita avunaanyizibwa ku nsonga z'ekkalamojja era omubaka omukyalo wa disitulikiti y'e Manaafwa Minisita Kitutu Kimono ne muganda we Naboyo Michael Kitutu bazzeemu okulabikako mu kkooti ebuuzisa emisango gy'obulyake n'obukenuzi e Kololo okuwuliriza ensala ku kusaba kw'okweyimirirwa. Mu maaso g'omulamuzi Asiyo Joan oluvannyuma lw'okwekenneenya ensonga okuva ku njuyi zombi akalambidde okukkiriza okuta Minisita Kitutu kakalu ka kkooti kino kiddiridde okuba ng'abantu abasatu ku bana abeeyimirirwa omubaka Kitutu kakalu omu yekka Seith Wambedde omubaka wa Mbale City North Division yabadde alina ebisaanyizo ebyetaagisibwa kkooti.
Designation, being honorable, prominent persons in society is not sufficient. In light of all this, I find surety 1, Mr. Kitutu Michael George, surety 2, Mr. Simon Mulongo, surety 4, Mr. Wandebwa Joel, not substantial. Before I wind up, this court is in receipt of such information in regard to the pieces of land mentioned in the submissions above by both the prosecution and applicant. From the information that I received, both sides actually went for a search. So both sides gave me results of their search, and both sides confirmed to this court that the titles that were presented before it are genuine and have confirmed that the said pieces of land belong to A1. Needless to note, there appears to be a new aspect that arose in the letter that is by the prosecution, and that was value of land that did not appear while we were sitting here, and this court will not delve into the same. In conclusion of this application, therefore, this court finds no merit in all the grounds of objection raised by the prosecution, save for those raised in regard to the sureties not found to be substantial, as they do not meet the requirements of Rule 7B of the rules of this court. Much as this court finds that surety 3 is substantial, this court declines to grant the applicant bail, as it requires at least more than one surety. Let the applicant go back to the drawing board and find other sureties that probably pass this test and add onto the one that court has found substantial.
Kkooti era eyongeddeko nti abeeyimirirwa omubaka Minisita Kitutu okuli bbaawe Michael George Kitutu ne Joel Wandwanga tebayimiridde bulungi mu nsonga z'ebyensimbi okusobola okweyimirira Minisita Kakalu bw'ogeraageranya n'emisango egimuvunaanibwa.
The other aspect is that court should determine whether the sureties have the capacity to meet the terms of the bond. I do concur with the prosecution on all fours in this regard and find that the case laws as cited are very relevant to this matter. Counsel submitted that these are not economic, as there is no monetary value attached. Indeed, there is no monetary value attached to the iron sheets, but Rule 7B of the above rules are very clear. It does not restrict itself to economic crimes, but also, needless to say, definitely the iron sheets have value, including monetary value. It is a requirement that financial capability of the sureties are demonstrated, and this was clearly elaborated upon in the case of Tefera, which I had already cited earlier on, in the submission as made by the state, which is on record. Bank statements can be presented, and or employment identity cards or documents showing registration documents, showing that a business is licensed. Generally, a document that shows that whatever the person claims he does to earn a living generally generates some income. It is only surety to Honorable Wambede saith Chizanji Massa, as the names appear in the employment identity card, who has presented before this court proof of employment as the current member of parliament from Mbale City. I must say the earnings of MPs is sufficient for one to be considered as a surety, especially in this court. I find that he is the only surety who passes the test of Rule 7, Sub-Rule B of the above rules, and he is the only surety that this court finds substantial. For the rest of the surety,
wano kkooti egaanye okuta minisita Kakalu kaayo oluvannyuma lw'ensala munnamateeka abawaabirwa John Tumusiime alaze obutali bumativu olw'engeri w'ofiisi ya Ssabawaabi wa gavumenti gye bakuttemu wamu n'okuwandiika ku musango guno gy'agamba nti tegoberedde mateeka.
The day before we came here, that office published a document they called a charge sheet. They did not even have the courtesy of sharing the same with us. The document was not signed by court, but they declared it a charge sheet. We believe that a document only becomes a charge sheet when the court sanctions it. Secondly, on this very Twitter handle, Your Honor, we humbly ask to refer court to the document we just given, maybe you can follow with us, the top one. You see the part we've highlighted. This is what the tweet says. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, or DPP, has sanctioned charges of corruption and, I highlight, conspiracy to commit a felony against Honorable Mary Kitutu. Now, we later saw the charge sheet. It does not have any charge of conspiracy to commit a felony. The one offense is created in Section 390 of the Penal Code Act. The other is created in Section 309. In other words, this is false. You cannot have a prosecution where the DPP is telling falsehoods, publishing them. That is prejudicial to the accused person. Making any other tweets and in this matter, they stop calling press conferences and addressing them on this matter. And before I take leave of the office of the DPP, it is interesting, Your Honor, that Facebook remains banned in Uganda. But when you look at the extracts of this tweet, somehow the office of the DPP is on Facebook. And you don't know whether they want to consider prosecuting themselves. But that is as far as the office of the DPP is concerned. Relatedly, Your Honor, related to this, Your Honor, the defense thanks and appreciates our colleagues in the Fourth Estate. Because like us, we know that they are doing their professional duty and they are earning living and all of that. However, we must protest.
Members of the Fourth Estate, as you do your work, also be very alert to what you say, because it's not